I just wanted to click and get started, but holding back, I'm really, really grateful that you're joining me. I'm going to make the best use of your time that I possibly can. I'm unbelievably excited about what I'm going to show you here. So you've joined me, you've seen the emails, you may have signed up on the page, because we're going to talk about how you can make a fortune with this particular webinar. So I'm not going to hide from the fact that there is something for sale here. We're going to talk about something that is a massive wave right now, and how we've created an incredible software application to ride that wave, to really cash in on that, and then how we're going to give you the keys to what we've created. We've spent nearly $500,000 creating this program, and we're literally going to give you the keys. This is extremely limited, but first of all, let me go through. So again, thank you so much. I know with time zones everywhere in the world, people joining us at different times, and I genuinely appreciate it there for us. Do me a favor. If you can hear and see me, if you've got video and voice, just drop a 1 in the chat box. Let's start the right way and make sure we've got everybody online there. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I'm seeing the 1 scroll up through the chat box. Fantastic. Great to see you, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. So we are going to talk about, as I said, something that is a massive wave right now. And as it says up on the screen there, it's not just what you know. It's how you use it that counts. All right. And we're going to be talking about how you can lock in an absolute fortune. As I mentioned, with a very, very, very limited launch offer. Once we close this off, it will literally never be done ever again, because we've created a SaaS application, a software as a service application out there in the marketplace to really help businesses. And we're going to give you the keys to it without having to spend the same $500,000 as we have. And what we're going to show you is literally going to blow you away. So what I'm going to go through with you, you're about to be shown how you can trade in the most profitable equity on the planet, and that is knowledge. All right? We are going to show you, no matter, I've used the word equity there, think about gold and silver and all the different traded companies out there. The knowledge that's behind those operations is the value of what it brings. All right. So we are going to talk about how the next level and the next wave of true profitability from a company's perspective is going to be firmly placed in your hands. I've got a quote there just to kick us off from a former CEO of Hewlett-Packard. If only HP knew what HP knows, we'd be 3 times more productive. Could you imagine if you had the combined knowledge of everybody that had been through HP, and what if you could put that into a meaningful way, what that would mean for the next person coming in, that'd be able to, I think as the quote goes, stand on the shoulders of giants instead of starting from scratch. Everybody moving through the HP organization will be able to then take what was already built and move it forward to the next step. Does that make sense? So as Lou said, if only HP knew what HP knows, we'd be 3 times more productive. And what that tells me is that they don't. They don't know what HP knows. They have all of this amazing knowledge in their people, in their assets, but they can't use it in a meaningful and workable way. All right, and Lou's not alone in that. In fact, we're going to talk about why this knowledge system is so valuable to so many different companies. So here's the problem. Here is the problem that we're facing, and this is what we're going to address. Now, I would love to go through a whole history of mine and, spend half an hour doing all that kind of stuff, but every time I've done that on the webinar, I have people pop up in the chat box that just say, get to the meat, right? Get to the point. So I've kind of taken a different approach here, and I've gone straight into it. So let me help you with defining why we're here and what we're going to be talking about. Here's the problem. In the information age, which we're in right now, nobody disputes that. In this information age, there is so much knowledge to be transferred. It gets lost. It gets misplaced. People putting it in different circumstances. You might put it into a book, for example, or it might go out into a YouTube series or, PDF, ebook, whatever it might be. The knowledge goes out. But how about finding it? So we turn to somewhere like Google. But is that effective? Can we find the right piece of information from the right source at the right time? It gets lost is problem number 1. It gets duplicated. Massive problem number 2. And if you've run any kind of business before, I can almost guarantee you that you've felt that feeling of where you've said the same thing to different people time and time and time again. I know I have. In my history, going back through hospitality, going back through sales and software, and certainly running my own business here, I'll tell you a story in a little while. of something even as simple as one of my VAs setting up and running our Facebook advertising campaigns. And then she actually got a different offer, moved overseas, and I felt myself going back again and walking through that same process. I've said the same thing to different people over time. The knowledge gets duplicated, the efficiency gets lost. All right, the knowledge itself changes and becomes outdated quickly. You know, what we talk about now is that the kids going through college and university, what they learn in their first year in these institutions is outdated by the time they graduate. Can you imagine that? The knowledge moves so fast that it's outdated before they even graduate. So how are we going to solve that? And this is the issue. This movement of knowledge, the loss, the duplication, and the I guess, outmoding of that information is costing business and industry millions of dollars every single day. Every single day. And this is how we're going to be able to cash in on that. So here's a fact. Here's a fact. It costs a business an average of $41,000 to replace an employee. And here's the kicker. $35,000 of that is attributed to bringing the new employee up to speed. Whoa. So $41,000, $6,000 of that is the recruitment cost and the advertising, the interviewing, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. $35,000 as a cost, a real genuine cost then, is attributed to bringing that new employee up to speed, right? And here's the key, right? Nowadays, we know that people will change careers, not just jobs, but people will change careers an average of 5 times in their life because of the pace of change. So what that means is that employees are moving through businesses. And we're here to try and capture the information and make it workable in a usable format. Now, this webinar is not about recruitment. This webinar is not about recruitment. It's about a piece of software that we've created that businesses are going to fall over themselves because we're literally going to drop a system in place for them that takes away this cost, all right, and helps them build at a massive, massive rate, all right? So the solution is this program that we've created, as I mentioned, over $500,000 in development already, called Knowlocker. And I'm going to go all the way through the program. So this webinar has 2 different elements to it. The first is I'm going to share with you this program because I'm so excited about it. It's been built for real world businesses, real case scenarios, and I'm going to share those stories with you as well. It's been built because there's a massive hole out there that needs to be plugged, and we found the solution and built it to solve a massive problem. So that's step 1. I'm going to show you the program. And then step 2, I'm going to give you the keys. I'm literally going to give you the keys in a very, very limited number where you get to have this program as your own to go out into the marketplace. If that sounds cool, give me a 1. All right. If it sounds like we're in the right place, give me a 1. And we'll move right through. Let me see. Have we got, yep, ones. Absolutely. Show me the money. I love that comment. All right. So we're in the right room. If it doesn't sound like you, jump off. You can have the rest of the hour for your own time. But if you're here to solve a problem, maybe pick up an opportunity, then you're in the right room, and we're going to walk all the way through. Right. So Knowlocker, our mission. It's a platform for both web and mobile. The apps are running beautifully, and they're so useful, I have to tell you, that lets organizations be the masters of their own knowledge. How is this done before? So, guys, let me see if I can be on track with you, okay? So how was knowledge shared? How was the ability to share information, to be able to access answers to questions? How was it done before Knowlocker? First of all, it wasn't. All right, it wasn't. People were speaking to each other, and as it says at the top, companies that don't access information they already know, they leave money on the table. And I gave that example of just simply setting up with a VA of mine, right? Being able to create Facebook ads according to a very specific set of steps, making sure that nothing got missed, things like tracking pixels and, all that kind of easy stuff now. But it's a process teaching somebody else to do it, right? If we don't access the information that we already know from previous experience, and we're leaving money on the table, and that's just not me with a web business, and we run about $1 million in sales through the year. But it's not just me; it's massive organizations as well. It's everyone from a doctor and a chiropractor to a landscape gardener, roofing company, and building company, all the way through to a Fortune 500. They all have intrinsic built-in knowledge, and if they're not accessing it, they're leaving money on the table. So then we moved into email and Skype and voice messages and meetings. All right. So what happens is you might ask your colleague a question. Hey, John, how do you do this? And John sends you back an email and says, well, you do it by XYZ. Okay, cool. Thanks, John. And we go out and we move. Now, what happens when that employee leaves the organization? That email train gets lost, right? And it isn't shared outside of our two people, outside of John and the colleague, right? It's just a two-stream conversation that knowledge is transferred. Skype the same. Hey, Fred, how do we do this? Hi, Janine, what do we do in this circumstance? Or do you know this? Or can you answer that for me? Voice and hey, you know, calling somebody up and saying, hey, do you have any experience with this? Can you tell me how to do that? All right, and we have meetings. One of the world's biggest suckers of time, I find. We all sit around in a table meeting and we talk about different things, and what happens is you get this collection of minutes that comes out of it and nobody reads it, it goes in the bin, and all of this movement of knowledge is not done effectively, okay? It's out there, there's communication, all right? But then it doesn't leave a trail that can be utilized in the next step. And then the third thing, we get to things like, and systems like Google and Quora, right? Where Google, you can type in a search. Now, here's an issue. Here's an issue. You type something into Google, you've got 10 results on the front page. But how do you know that's accurate? How do you know that that's relevant to what you're talking about right now on your business in your circumstance, right? It could be, but here's the other point, is that once you've done that search, you've got that piece of information and you've put it into practice, what happens when you grow or when you leave? And the person who fills your shoes coming behind you has to then do that same search all over again. All right, and Quora, actually, if you have a look at Quora, which is an amazing source of just quite simply open answers, questions and answers, look at the valuation in the billions. To give you an idea of how much value is in stored knowledge, look at the valuation of Quora, just absolutely unbelievable. That's what we're here to really capitalize on. Right, so guys, who's read this one? I'm a big fan of this book by Michael Gerber, one of the most valued treasures of business and business growth. Give me a one if this is a book that you're familiar with. So let me see the ones. Yep, one, read it, love it, use it all the time. The principles are in place. I love it. Haven't read it yet? Okay. Well, for Mr. Gerber, there's plenty. It looks like there's some audience out there at the moment. The E-Myth, and then the second version, the E-Myth Revisited, and there's lots of other versions out there as well. Michael Gerber talks about the difference between something good and something great. And he talks, as it says on the front cover of the book there, why most small businesses don't work and what to do about it. And the principle I don't want to give away the punchline. It's not like we're watching an action movie here. But the principal thing behind what Michael Gerber talks about is systems, right? Being able to go from an intrinsic knowledge to a system completely changes the valuation of a business. He talks about, as I've just mentioned, the transfer of knowledge. The transfer of knowledge. Taking something from a job where we do things because we know how to do it to a business, okay, increases the valuation 100-fold. Let me give you an example. Let's say that we've got a small business, and this is an example straight from the E-Myth, right? Let's say we've got a small business, and the business owner's been working in the business for the last 25 years. They've got all of this stuff in their head, okay? And they've got a profit and loss statement. They've got a financial valuation, and somebody comes in to buy that business. Now, the moment that business owner who's been there for 25 years steps away from that organization, 25 years worth of knowledge goes out the door with them. Okay? So let's turn their coin, because the valuation of that kind of business is very, very limited. Okay? Because the next person coming in pretty much has to start from scratch. They might have the shell, the outline that they're buying, but they have no, and that's why the valuation of that business, the sale price of that valuation, and if you're here on this webinar, I'm going to use the word asset. And if that word doesn't spike up your ears, then, grab another coffee, because the word asset and building assets is what creates wealth. So stick with me. Okay, so if we then turn the coin and say, let's take that same business owner after 25 years, and let's say that they've built and documented systems. And what do I mean by systems? First do A, then do B, then do C, and so on. You could literally take that system and give it to the next person in line, and they could follow the A, B, and C and add to it, add their own spin, add their own knowledge, add their own development. But you could take that system and cookie cut the next person in line. Now what we've got is, instead of somebody walking away and devaluing that business after 25 years, we have a system that increases the value of that asset 100-fold. Am I right? If you need an example further of that, look at Starbucks, look at McDonald's, look at any successful franchise where they've taken a system and they've made it available to the next person, and boom, you've got growth. Okay? That's where the value is. And if you say that to a business owner, they will know, and they feel it in their bones. They need a system to be able to increase the value of what they have. So, what is Knowlocker and how does it work? We're going to jump right into a demonstration in just a few minutes. I'm going to walk you through the whole thing. But basically, we have a web-based platform with both iOS and Android and Chrome extensions as well. So accessible from anywhere, all right, on any device. And what it does is it becomes, as the name implies, it's the knowledge locker. Okay, the Knowlocker. It's the locker where everything is kept and searchable and developed into systems and procedures for business. Okay, so there's the document side of things, where we have Word and Excel and PowerPoint, any other document, text documents, and any other documents at all, and support for images with easy sharing and search. So it actually, I'll show you this in just a second, but it actually has text search for images and all, so basically it becomes that the first port of call is it becomes a filing system for documents and images. That's great. That's a good step. Then we get into what we call public folders. So we can have public folders for public knowledge base that can be shared, okay, with customizable headers and sidebars and links, etc. And this becomes the core. All right, this becomes the question answer, the chain of information and knowledge exchange. Okay. Then we get into the really cool stuff, and this is where Knowlocker really comes into its own. We start to have video, both recorded video and screencasts, where you can have stored video searchable on any phrase that then can be embedded into any platform. Okay? Then we get into live video, built for meetings, but where we can have a meeting based on the web that then is searchable and stored in a knowledge system. Okay, where we can have, for example, somebody that needs some troubleshooting could come in, a customer comes in, we have an online live video session with them. It gets stored, not lost, and it's then accessible as a resource. Okay, also has partnerships with leading webinar platforms. I'm proud to say that Webinar Geo is the first of those. Okay, so video systems, 6 people in the system, live, and again, it gets saved. It's not lost. We can have audio. So something as simple as a phone call that could have been, hey Fred, how do you do this? Now from the apps on the mobile, the answer can be delivered and uploaded straight into Knowlocker, okay, with a one-click system. And that knowledge and that audio file is then saved again in a knowledge system. All right, record audio notes from mobile, so you can literally just as simple as a note-taking system where you can be out and about, suddenly think of something, log into that particular channel on Knowlocker, and boom, upload it, and away you go. Quick and easy sharing. How it works in real life. The ability to coordinate meetings with shared calendars. All right, and then being able to share the pre and post meeting assets of those. And that, as we say there, delivering face-to-face at scale, being able to take that, hey, how about we catch up on Tuesday at 3 o'clock, into an easy-to-manage system within the program, right? This is unbelievably cool. It has the Q&A module. Ask questions to colleagues and channels. So in other words, bring people in to your Knowlocker that you're connected with. Now, these can be colleagues, they can be friends, they can be anywhere. And ask a question. Hey, John, how does this work? The answer is then catalogued. Check out the next one. Post questions to Facebook and Twitter. So what if we went out into the world and we were Elon Musk and we said, hey, who's the best person at solar panels? Right? And we found out some knowledge, some information via answers on social media that can then be catalogued back into our knowledge system for a business. Isn't that valuable? Where we can ask something in a group or ask something of a social channel, it gets shared and shared and shared until the answer comes through, and it's automatically then updated back into our knowledge system. So then we can aggregate, we can bring together, we can strategize all of our knowledge in one place. We've got the scanning system. We can literally scan directly from the mobile apps. So you're in a place, you've got a legal document in front of you, you're scanning it, it's in Knowlocker, someone in another country immediately has it, can annotate, can work with it, and can make it searchable, all right, and it's done. All right, scanning absolutely anything straight through and saved in a meaningful. So you know how we have Dropbox, we have Drive, we have all these different filing systems built for sharing. Okay, but the truth is, if it's saved on somebody's system, it's not accessible by somebody else. Right? So we have the whole built-in scanning system where instantly something created by one person is accessible by all. All right, I'm just giving you the overview, guys. We have what we call OCR, speech to text. So in other words, speech to text in video. If you've got a video in the system, it's going to create the text from which then becomes what? Becomes searchable. Searchable. The metadata on all images becomes searchable. So if I upload a video or upload an image that says how to peel a banana as an example, right? And somebody's then looking for that particular image, they'll be able to find it in a search, that immediate search. And all of the output is searchable, which is really, really cool. All right? So what you get is this deep search of your knowledge with OCR and speech to text included and quick relevant results specifically built to a company model. Okay? Now, what you can do is create channels within the system. So you create internal content channels. So you'll see in just a moment when I log into my dashboard, we have channels for all of our different products out there in the marketplace. So we have different people that are involved in different projects. You can have them all managed in one place. So the people who are involved in project A get all of the information about Project A, and the people who are involved in Project B get all of the information in Project B, and they only cross over where it's needed, right? You can subscribe to the channel. So if we've got something public out there, you've got a public channel, something you're growing, you know, this strategy at the moment called content marketing. Who's heard of that? Content marketing is the biggest marketing strategy from every single big brand that's out there at the moment. They're creating the content and making it public. You can have subscribers to that public content that then you can use to increase your brand awareness. So as something gets published, subscribers get notified. Now we're taking knowledge into a usable format. Okay? You have different colleagues in both your web and mobile, so you have the share functionality between two, and again, you have that ability to ask questions and the answers are saved. We're not transferring knowledge without capturing it first. We aren't losing that knowledge through duplication. We aren't risking the transfer of that knowledge without first putting a system in place to capture it along the way. Of course, we can have professional and personal accounts, accounts from different organizations. Now, this is cool. We've got a company out there who's got one set of accounts for themselves and one set of accounts for their suppliers. So when the suppliers update their product PDFs, the company knows about it instantly. Okay? So I'm going to walk all the way through this program. I want you to be blown away. Now, remember what I said. There's two elements to this webinar. The first element is to walk you through this platform. I'm going to show you a little bit more, some quotes, some information, some statistics in a little while that show you why this is massively valuable. And then I'm going to give you the keys to it. All right. So I'm going to show you how this can really be something that becomes a massive opportunity for you. But for now, let's go and have a look at Knowlocker. So I'll just log in. Let me jump right in here. Now, remembering, of course, that what we're trying to achieve is this built-in or complete knowledge source. So and you'll be able to see that we've been using this in our own team. We've got clients that are using this already. What we have is everything in one collective place. So we have the first part is this channels area. So you can see we've got our different products there in the channels and our main feed. And across here, so we've got the ability to search by channel. We then have live events, we have files, and we have connected people. So you can also see that we have multiple accounts down the side. Now, everybody that gets Knowlocker also automatically gets a personal account. And if you're sharing the information with someone, they get all of the, so for example, somebody that doesn't have a Knowlocker account. Let me give you an example. A gym, and this is one of the clients that we already have, a gym uses Knowlocker to store all of their workout products, all of their programs and functions, all of their membership information, all of that kind of stuff is stored within Knowlocker, right? And some of the trainers that are working with the gym don't have a Knowlocker account, but they're actually tagged on the channel. They're subscribed to the channel so that if anything is added, they automatically get that notification. So you'll see this personal account. Now they can't, if they don't have a Knowlocker account, they can't create their own channel. They can't create that content, but they can access the content that's been created for them. And therein lies the value, is that a company can have multiple people subscribed to their information feed, and that can then feed straight through to them without them needing to have a Knowlocker account. Can you see the value there? Can you see where you might have supplier agreements, or you might have different information that people outside of companies need to access that then help that company succeed? And they can all be able to access it via the Knowlocker app. So we've got our different channels here, and the channels really are the I guess the first point of classification within the product. So within a channel, let's say, for example, within our Webinar Geo channel, we have then photos, videos, live streams, etc. So we have the ability to have each one of these areas built within the channels themselves. So we have this main feed of everything, and then we can break it down into photos, we can have videos, we can have live streams. So this is built for meetings, for example. We're going to have an online meeting, up to 6 people. And if they want to go larger than that, of course, they can subscribe to a Webinar Geo, which we're going to talk about with you guys. You're getting automated commissions there as well. We'll talk about that in just a second. So we've got these text documents, pretty standard. We've got PDFs and a PDF viewer and posts that have been made. So for example, if I wanted to create a new post down here. So I'm going to, you can see that I've got some there, and this is my live system. So like Facebook at the moment, you choose your background and then add your note. So I'm going to drop in a blue background. Can we all get together for a meeting later on today? As a post, for example, right? So post, bang, straight up. Simple and easy, and you'll see this when I go across to the mobile app in just a second. Everything that gets added into the main feed automatically then syncs to the mobile apps, and anybody that's subscribed to this particular channel will get that as a notification, which is cool. I can see that my head programmer's left me a message there, which is cool. We've already got that and acted on it. So I can create a post. I can ask a question. Now the questions are really cool because, as we mentioned, you can then share this out to social networks, which is awesome. So I can ask a question internally. I can then also ask that of my social circles. So for example, if we might want to say, what's the best process for getting credit card payments sorted out? I can ask that internally, but I can then also ask that of my social networking groups, get that answer, save it into our Knowlocker. Can you see the value? So I might ask, and again, this is our live thing, so I'll be careful. What are we all using for to-do lists these days? Right? I should ask that as the question. So I'll ask that as the question and just call it to do. Okay, and then I can share that. Now, who am I sharing it with? Which channel? All right, so I can choose a particular channel or everyone, for example. So I'll go into our main Knowlocker channel there. And of course, you can multi-select, so you can share that. Now, here's that key. Imagine you can multi-select different channels. So again, let's take our gym as that example. Our channel, we might have a channel of our personal trainers. We've got a channel of our internal staff. We've got a channel of admin. We've got a channel of external suppliers. We've got a channel of members. All right, so we post a new piece of content out, and you know, this week's workout is XYZ, or this week's trainer timetable is ABC, and I can post that out to the different channels. I can ask specific people within that channel. So I might say it goes out to this person, goes out to this person, it goes out to tomorrow as well. All right, so I can drop that in, and so other people are getting asked. So I can ask that only to those people, or I can ask that for everyone in the organization, or I can make that public, and that's where we go with the Facebook and the Twitter side of things as well. So I can ask that question, and then anybody that's linked, again, Jack and all my team there will get that question. They'll be able to then respond. The answers are stored. Here's what the key, all right? Here's the key. The key is that everything's in one place. So rather than an email that gets lost and then, you know, somebody says, hey, did anybody solve that problem? We have the information here within the Knowlocker program. So we've got create a post, we've got ask a question, we can run a live video. Now, as we said, we can give this a title. So this will be something like, let's discuss this week's progress. Okay, invite participants, who's coming, right? So again, who's going to be added to our room? I want a couple of our people here, up to 6. Okay, which channel is it? When is this happening? Let's do this on a particular date, for example, and saved and done. Now, we're not going to run that at midnight, but you can see it's ready to go. All right, so we can set up a live streaming event as it's coming through. Now, we can upload text documents. Very, very simple to do. So I want to create a post in the text documents, and I'm going to add that content. So attach from the file, record a video. I can record directly from the camera, from the microphone here on the computer, or I can attach something from my existing computer. So I might just upload a particular, an image there. All right, so then I add the note. This is our Facebook ad in that example. All right, and post it up. Now, as soon as we get that, we've got then the ability to share that content again out to the public. So making sure that everything's saved internally, but also then access externally. Being able to make sure everything then flows through to the right people. So we've got channels up here. As I said, that's the first part of the classification process within Knowlocker. So within each channel, then we have photos, videos, live streaming events. We've got text documents and PDFs, and of course we've got the posts. So we can then have this interaction between people. We then have content folders. Okay, so I can create a folder for any other documents that I want to save in my own internal structure. So this might be training documents. All right, so I'm going to create a folder called training documents. Bang, training documents. And I can drag and drop between the folders. I can share the folders out again within anyone on my team. I can invite colleagues via email. I can bring people into the system, as we've already said. So what we've got here is a complete time-stamped and searchable is the key, information locker system, okay? Now, the search, as I mentioned, the search is the key. So if I'm looking for, I just put that one in there for progress. If I'm looking for anything that's got the word progress in it, I find that file straight away that I just uploaded and the live event that we've got coming through, okay? So anything is searchable, and that then becomes the main system that adds the value, okay? So the more that Knowlocker gets used, the more it becomes a valuable resource for people. So everything is synced, everything is live, everything is updated. And again, I love that gymnasium example where we have the trainers, we share the schedules, we share content with our members, we're posting it publicly, we've got everything in this one place. And remember that quote from HP? If HP knew what HP knows, we'd be more productive, more effective. We'd be able to make more money, make more profit. I'm paraphrasing, of course, but that's what was said. So everything here in the web app, super simple to use. Everything's indexed, everything's searchable, including video and images, which is awesome. So when you upload an image, you've got all the metadata. You can have tags that then get searched. This is to do with ABC. This is the staff party photos. This is the embarrassing photos of the boss, all that kind of stuff. All right. Obviously, there's some things you don't want to store in the Knowlocker, but you've got everything in one place. Now, can you see the value for an organization? Rather than have email systems. Now, this is something cool as well. Coming through in our future updates is the ability to email a channel. So, in other words, I get an email from someone, I think to myself, this is valuable, and all I do is I simply forward that to an address of our Knowlocker account, and it automatically assigns that to the channel. That's coming, all right? It's in an update. We've got lots and lots of cool things coming, and you guys get all of the updates. And of course, so do your clients. So we're going to give you the keys for this in a second, which I still can't believe we're going to do, but we will give you the keys. So anybody that comes through automatically gets all the updates that we're adding through as well. So this is the first time that this has ever been seen publicly, and we've got lots and lots of cool stuff to come through. So this is the web-based app. As I said, everything's searchable, everything categorized, everything linked to the right people and shared and updated in live time. So let me show you the web-based app, because then you'll be able to see what we've just added 2 seconds ago. Also syncs through to the web app. Sorry, I said web app. Of course, I'm in mobile app. So let me just jump in here. So I'm doing this on the phone using QuickTime as the viewer. All right, so I can see straight away. All of the information, those ones that I just added. I've got the same system. So I've got my main channels. I've got my files. I've got my people. Everything there that we have on the main web app is then automatically synced right through to the mobile app in live time. So I can filter by photos and videos and documents. The same thing as we've seen on the web app, everything then through to the mobile app. Now, I keep coming back to this gym client that's already using Knowlocker and using it so successfully. But look at the value of having your members with a mobile app in their pocket. So when you update a new workout or something like that, something that keeps the members coming back to you, they automatically get a notification. They can click through, they can see, they can view straight on their device. Of course, it's iOS and Android, so straight through onto their system. Look at the benefit there. Isn't that amazing? Look at the ability to have a shared workspace across multiple organizations. And let me give you a real and live example of how we've used that internally. We've done a product launch in the past where there's multiple people working on the project. All right, so it's like a project hub. Okay, so what happens is we have the project, we have the software component. Now, the software component, fairly easy to understand. I've got a team of developers and everybody's working on the code. We're talking about the different specifications. That becomes one channel. Okay, then we have the copywriters. We have another channel for the copywriters talking about the functions and the features and how they're going to write it up. We have a channel for the graphics designers. So we have the graphics guys, and we have obviously a few other bits and pieces, different interrelated people like PayPal and stuff like that as well coming through. So if there's an update, let's imagine that we needed to have something new added to the software. It gets added to the programmer's channel. They then update it back through, and it automatically then updates the copywriter to let them know that that's now in place. Right? So that's an internal example of how we've been using the system. But there's companies out there that have got this multiple points of contact on any one given project. A building company, for example. We recently had, and again, this is a personal thing, but we recently had some building work done on our place, and we had a building company that was the kind of central point of contact, and then they outsourced all the different bits and pieces. We had a roofing company, we had bricklayers, we had concreters, we had all these different people. But imagine if you could then have a centralized point where everything gets shared out. Okay, so we're talking about a knowledge locker system, and I don't want my phone to die there. I'll just unlock that and keep it active. So the point being that we have this ability to have a centralized knowledge hub. Nothing gets lost. I want to send a voice recording. I want to send a quick screencast. I want to ask a question of the PR department and have the answer then available as a resource for anybody that comes thereafter. Guys, can you see the value? Can you see the huge, unbelievable value? Now, if we've got a single operator, a lone business, and it might be just a business consultant, they work by themselves, for example, there's a personal version of Knowlocker that they can just have all of their different bits and pieces, all of their files, all that kind of stuff. And speaking of files, it interacts with Dropbox. We interact with Google Drive as well, so you can share a folder or a file and then allocate it to a channel. So everything's been done in this software. I was going to say, if you've got a single operator, they can have that personal version, but more aimed for businesses that have got 5 employees and above, where interaction and knowledge is the true value of what that company does. And Knowlocker has been designed to literally make that a searchable and an accessible resource. Okay, so I'm just going to move my screen across. So this is my mobile view. You can see as I scroll through, I've got all the different information. I can share it out. So I can make it public as it shows there. I've got different people I can share it with within the organization. So that's just that one piece of content that I uploaded on the web app. Can we all get together for a meeting tomorrow? Again, I've got that there. I can respond, so I can drop in a comment. I get that notification. So let me drop this in here. Sure, Walt. See you then. See you then. Bad typing. There we go. Sure, Walt, see you then. Okay, so it's adding the comment. Everything's immediate. Everything's live. Everything's accessible. All right, and nothing gets lost. And therein lies the key. Guys, can I get some feedback? What I want to hear from you is, do you think that this is a valuable tool for business? Do you think that if you were talking to a business about the information that's in their company and the ability to categorize it and search it and use it effectively and tag other people into it and control the flow and make sure everything's valuable, do you think that that's a valuable tool for business? Just give me a 1 in the chat box if you feel like this would be something of huge value to companies. Give me a 1. Let me see the ones. Yep. I'm one. Huge. I'm seeing great, terrific. I can see the value. Thank you. Appreciate that. So guys, this is when we're talking about businesses and real genuine companies that are out there building something amazing. Remember what I said about the E-Myth and creating that system. This is what enables that to take place. Rather than all of these disparate functions with Skype and emails and different bits and pieces bouncing back and forth, you can have something that creates the system within a company, and that's what adds huge value. All right, so this is the software. Now remember I told you there was 2 different parts to this webinar that we're going to go through. The software, and as I said, we've invested nearly $500,000 into this platform. We already have companies using it out there in the real world. We'll give you those examples in just a second. So this is the software. Part 2 then is how you can make a stack of cash from this. All right, and if you're still with me, that's great, because that means that's what you're here for. All right, so if you're ready for that bit, just type in "I'm ready" or give me a 1 or something. If we're ready to see how you can now take this out into the marketplace. Ready. Give me heck yeah. I'm seeing a heck yeah. Thank you for that. 1, 1, 1, 1. All right, cool. So you guys are in the right place. This is the software. Let's now have a look at how you can take this forward and make a ton off the back of this one. So I'm just going to go back to my presentation here and we'll walk through. So here we go. Now that we've had a chance to look through the system, and we can see those areas that I talked about, the how it works with your documents and images and the public folders and being able to link through those, the video, the live streaming side of things and meetings, etc. That's how amazing this system is. And as I talk about, that's the value. So your feedback, I'm seeing amazing comments in the chat box. So thanks. We've really put everything into this, knowing how businesses can really evolve by controlling the knowledge and the information that they have within the organization. So thank you. I'm so thrilled to see that you guys love this system, which is really, really cool. So let's talk about your opportunity. And this is the bit where the hairs on the back of my arm start to stand up, because this is amazing. So let me ask you, first of all, before we get into talking about how this is going to work, do you feel this will be a valuable tool for businesses? If you do, drop a 1 in the chat box. If you don't, fair enough. It's not going to be for everybody. But if you can see the value here, if you think that businesses are going to look at this and see, I'm seeing the 1s. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. 1, 1, 1. Wow. Explain. Okay, cool. I feel the same thing as well. I feel that if you can genuinely show this to a company, you can help them reduce their expenses by controlling the information. You can help them with their recruitment costs. You can help them with their growth. And you can become, honestly, the best friend to any business that's out there. So thank you. I can see the 1s. I love it. So the value of this system and what it does and what it does. Knowledge defines an organization. Greatest value is no longer the plant and the machinery as we know. It's the people and the knowledge contained within the organization. It's the repository of your organization's value, and it's giving you the how, not just the why. That's the value of this system that we've just had a look at. Again, why Knowlocker? Knowlocker moves the needle for organizations. It's the value of what we do. It's the value of a single person's time. It's the value of a team's time. And it gives you the competitive advantage to take businesses forward. Taking that a little bit further, the value of one's own time. No more repeating yourself. No more going over things again and again with different people and different scenarios and different situations. The greatest savings are for the most valuable staff. And it's the best explanation every time, because you've got that kind of crowdsourced knowledge system, and that crowdsourcing can be just internal. So it's the best solution from our team's perspective, or even, as you can imagine, opening up that to the wider audience and making that sort of Quora or Wikipedia kind of environment. It makes your knowledge searchable, which hasn't been available before. No more the value of the team's time. No more hunting around on Google. And again, that duplication. No more making the same mistakes twice. No more waiting for inspiration to come. And it makes the knowledge sharing a process that can be systemized, can be attributed to growth within a company. The competitive advantage. You've already paid the dues. The company knows that what they know. They have the knowledge intrinsically. Now you can get the benefit of it. No more making the same mistake twice. As we said with the team's time. And as a company perspective, we don't have to do things the same way again and again. We have that growth advantage. We can iterate on the best solution to any issue, and we can publicly put available how your organization does things. And of course, you can keep that as a privately available, how your organization does things. As I mentioned with the gym, being able to communicate with your members, but you can also keep that internal. This is how we do it here. So when somebody comes in, somebody new, and a growth happens within the company or a replacement happens, you can literally outline, this is the best process for moving forward. And that new person can then add to that, can say, well, I can see how this process is done, but let me also add to that so the next person gets even more benefit. That's the value. So we're talking about improvements to both the bottom and the top lines. The value of knowledge, the team time saving, and the competitive edge. We're literally adding percentage points to each one of those steps. All right. And that's what we call profit. And being able to deliver that to a business, it makes you their best friend. So Knowlocker, let's have a look. Reducing the costs of staff replacement and training as a memory jog. All right. Just as a memory jog. $35,000 of any staff replacement is getting them up to speed. So that's the reduction of costs. Increase internal knowledge and growth through the application of known skills. Systemizing business for massive increase in valuation. Remember that? We talked about just going from a simple hamburger stand to McDonald's. The difference is the systems. The systems in place that are duplicatable for the next person that's coming through. And I have to tell you, as somebody that's bought and sold businesses before, being able to see a dedicated system makes the value of that business 100 times more involved. And I'm talking from a sales point of view as well. If the next person coming in can see the system in place and knows they just have to follow the steps, they're much more willing to pay the $1 million price ticket. So increase of both customer and staff retention. And then my question to you, what do you think that's worth to a business? And guys, I'm looking for your feedback right now. I know I've asked you to drop a 1 in and, let me know what you think and all that kind of stuff. But could you put a dollar figure on that to a business? Now think of, scale of business. I'm seeing numbers already. Thanks. I appreciate that. 10,000. Okay, cool. I'm seeing numbers already, but think of scales of businesses, a legal firm with lots of different counselors and people coming through, systemizing their processes and how we do it. A gym, a landscape gardening company, a financial company, a realtor, a real estate company, an internet marketing environment, everything that you can possibly think of. Guys, can you give me some? I'm seeing priceless, which is awesome. I'm seeing priceless. I'm seeing thousands, tens of thousands of dollars. It's worth 1 staff member a year. I like that. That's a great answer. What's it worth to a business, guys? Keep it coming. Is it thousands? Is it that $35,000 price ticket for getting people up to speed? What's it worth? Okay, so I'm seeing lots of variations there for everything from thousands right up to priceless. And I agree with you. I think you guys have got it. That's what it's worth. Putting all of that together. So the next slide is not your price. So remember I said now we're going to talk about the opportunity. So for a business, as we just said, it's worth tens of thousands. It's priceless. It can be the difference between $1 million valuation and a $0 valuation. Really, that's the difference. That's the difference, and that's the real value, okay? So this next slide is not your price. This is the price that businesses will pay, okay? And this is the cool part. This is the money businesses will be paying to you. Not to me, not to the system, Knowlocker, not to the company. This is the money that businesses will be paying directly to you. And here we go. So this is our retail pricing. Now, again, this is not your price. This is the price that companies will be paying to you. So there's 3 different levels. There's a personal. It's $50 a year. Okay, somebody that's just a one-man band, they can run and have their own Knowlocker system. Really, it's designed for the next 2 levels. 5 seats. Now, that's 5 users in an organization. Simple and easy to get to that number. You've got a CEO, you've got a financial controller, you've got somebody in sales, you've got a couple of people in product dev and support, or whatever the sales environment might be, and that 5 seats. That's really the beginning level of a business. Monthly, $50 to a business. Annually, $500. Is that worth it to that company? To a real estate company that systemizes, to a lawyer's organization, to a building organization, any company, is it worth $500 a year? Heck yes, absolutely. And then the pro level. So 10 seats. So we've got a slightly larger company. It's $100 a month or $1,000 a year. Now remember, that's the price businesses will be paying to you, because I'm about to give you the keys to this whole thing. Okay. Now the cool part is, if you sell to a larger business, if you sell to a business that's got 100 seats or 1,000 seats, every new seat or license or user within the Knowlocker system is an extra $10 a month, and that get paid to you directly as a residual income. So if you bring in let's say a 50-person company, right? That is then going to be the initial 100 per month plus then another 4,000 a month. No, 400 a month. So now you're getting $500 per month, and that's getting paid directly to you. Okay, for a 50-person company. So every extra seat, the extra money goes to you. Now, guys, this is the money going to you. This is what I'm about to show you. Okay, a couple of case studies. We've got People Plus, which is a recruitment agency, a leading employment and support and training services company using the system, okay, developed so that they can have better systems in place. We've got the gym that we keep mentioning, the Great Outdoor Gym Company, amazing company. This is the system that they absolutely love. We've got a software development company using the program on a daily basis to coordinate their teams. We've got amazing case studies, okay, of customers already using the system. And again, I come back to this slide from the former CEO of Hewlett Packard. If only HP knew what HP knows, we'd be 3 times more productive. Okay, imagine if you could tap that knowledge. This is what I'm going to talk to you guys about. So this is your opportunity. And I know we're a fair way in. Thank you for staying with me. I'm so excited about this software because of what it can deliver to businesses. But this is the bit that really you guys came for. So let me walk it through. You get to keep 100% of the income. You literally have Knowlocker. We've invested $500,000. All right, $500,000 in testing and development, in build up, and in getting the clients that we have already to the point where it is. But you don't have to pay that. You literally get the whole system, and you get to keep 100% of your own income. Okay, let's talk about this. So first of all, we're going to show you the profit pack. This is the reseller's profit pack. Now, first of all, you get, of course, Knowlocker. You get your own unlimited Knowlocker account, okay? Which is worth $1,000 a year if you're a 10-person organization, or it's worth more than that if you're a bigger company. But that's step one. Of course, you get your own account. You can set up unlimited channels. You can have different projects in the system. You can invite people in. Like everything that we've already shown you, you get a full, unrestricted account, okay? $1,000 a year. That's inclusion number one in what we're calling the profit pack, all right? The next amazing thing that we're putting in there for you is the dedicated tools and support. You get complete support for you and your clients. Now, this is a massive, massive tool, because what that means is if you go out and make a sale to that real estate company down the road, you then have no ongoing support costs. You don't have to put a support team in place. That is being handled for you. Now, I know for an absolute fact, I can show you our accounts, that setting up a support team ranges from between $200 a month for a part-time, person, 1 hour every day for a few days a week, all right? From a couple $100 a month all the way up to thousands of dollars a month. We personally pay somewhere in the vicinity of $4,500 a month for our support team. Now, that's about 15 people in there. But we give you your own support team. So you will not have any ongoing support costs. All right, we've put a value of that at $500 a month. If we've got a team of people supporting the software, so any updates, anything that's being changed to the program, automatically done for you. And B, the customer support. So that realtor that you're going to go and talk to has a trouble. Hey, how does this work? I can't work this through or whatever. That doesn't impact you. You get to go out and just make more sales. Those questions come through to your own dedicated support team. Plus, you've got onboarding sessions, all right, and you get to have that as a completely contained unit. As I said, we value that at $500 a month, which is just over $6,000 per year. That is inclusion number 2 in the profit pack. Inclusion number 3 is automated affiliate sales. Now, in the back of the system, you can see some of the programs that we integrate there with already. Webinar Geo being one of them, Slack, Aweber, Box, Wistia, etc. Video platforms, webinar platforms, file storage. Those links are within the program. Now, here's the cool part. Your affiliate links are automatically added. So what does that mean? That means if you go out and get a few customers and they see, hey, I need, that Slack integration, or hey, I need better Aweber or webinar systems involved, and they click on the link that's in Knowlocker, you get the sale. Okay? So everything, if we've got associated partners with our system and the people you bring in, click on those links, you get the automated sale. How cool is that? So automated affiliate sales. Now, I can't put a value on that because I just don't know. I cannot, possibly put a value. But what I can tell you is recurring. Okay? So you get the sale. So for example, with Webinar Geo, that's something that I know well. If somebody that you refer to Webinar Geo, somebody that you refer to Knowlocker, you've gone out and got the client and they've clicked on the Webinar Geo link and they become a customer of Webinar Geo, you get a recurring income from Webinar Geo. Every month or every year they pay you, and it's the same with Aweber, it's the same with any of the others. So that's a recurring income. Now, I can't possibly put a value on it, but all of your affiliated sales are automated. Is that cool? All right, so that's just a nice little thing there. The bigger that you build your own Knowlocker business, the bigger that you'll have your own residual income from the affiliated partners in there as well, which is very, very cool. At part 4 of the profit pack, so we've got, of course, your own account, complete support and management forever, Moving on. You get the automated affiliate sales. And this is the big one. This is the big one. Of course, you get 100% of any net sales. You get to keep it. All right? So you make a 10-seat sale, you make a pro level sale, you get that recurring revenue. Now it's got net sales because there's a transaction fees. I think it works out to be about 5% transaction fees through either PayPal or Stripe. So if you make $1,000 sale, I think you end up with about $940 something in your pocket. Okay? Because any of the transaction fees are taken care of and you just get the net. Right? So you get the right to sell Knowlocker for 100% commissions for the life of your account with us. So as long as you're a client, you get 100% of your sales. All right. I've got a couple of examples there. $1,000 a month. If you a single 100-person business on the pro package is worth $1,000 a month. So that's that larger level company. Okay. Or the lowest tier. All right. $2,000 a month. The earning potential on the lowest tier account. If you go out and just get that 5-person account and you build that up, a couple of $1,000s a month. Okay. And as I said there, any extra seats, $10 per month per seat. And you get that too. You get that too. If they add an extra 5 seats to their license, guess what? You've just increased your monthly income by $50 a month and you didn't have to do anything. They'll contact support. They'll say, hey, we need an extra 5 licenses. Their license fee will go up by $50 a month and you get it. You didn't have to go back and make an extra sale. You just get that, which is amazing. So that's the big one, the profit pack. All right. We call it the profit pack for the very simple reason that it's there to make you money. So let's have a look. Your own unlimited account is $1,000 a year. The dedicated support team with unlimited account use, all right, which means the bigger you build your Knowlocker business, you don't have to then keep adding to your own support staff. We valued that at $6,000 per year. All right, the automated affiliate sales, as I said, hard to put a value, okay, but it is residual income. Anybody that clicks on those links is going to be attributed to you. Awesome. And the right to sell Knowlocker and keep 100%. Now, again, it's hard for me to put a value on that, okay? Because I just don't know how big you can build it. But if we took it at a simple level, we went out and we get 1 client every 2 weeks. So we're talking about 2 a month, all right? Go out and get 2 clients a month, and you're talking about $500 a month for each client. You're going to build that residual income up. It's hard for me to put a value on it. Okay? But if you just follow that simple process of 2 clients a month at $500 per month per client, you're going to build that up pretty quickly. So it is hard for me to put a value on it. But just to put a number, I've put there $25,000 per year. Okay? If you just took it simple. And again, remember it's residual. Remember that it's a recurring income. And the cool part about this kind of application is once you have the businesses with all of their knowledge in one place, guess what happens? They stay with you because they don't want to lose that. And the longer they stay, the longer your income continues. So if you've got somebody as a client and they're still paying their monthly bill 3 years from now, that means you get 3 years worth of income. Every month they pay, the money goes to you. Every year they pay, the money goes to you. So I've put $25,000 per year. That's pretty conservative. Okay, that's really conservative. You could do that with 1 client if you're talking to a large multinational corporation. Okay, that's 1 client. But if you go out there with the idea of getting a couple of clients a month and building up that residual income, and I bet you can think of the first 4 or 5 companies you're going to go and talk to. Go and talk to your local school. Do you know the value of having all of the teacher resources in a file that's savable? I mean, the opportunities really are amazing for the extension of this application. All right, so I've put a value of $25,000. That gives us a total of $31,000 per year and above, because really that's a baseline level. So obviously your own account. The support, unlimited use, all right? The automated affiliate sales, let's hope that we can build that through for you. And, basic level, $25,000 a year in income. The value of $31,000 per year with the reseller's profit pack. How cool is that? All right, that's what is involved. And this is your pricing. Okay, this is how much is, finally. Yay. This is the bit, guys. This is where it happens. This is where we say, okay, you've listened to me blab on. All right? For now, we've talked about the software. We've talked about the benefit. We've seen how much we can make. Cool, Walt. Tell me how much it's going to cost. So you get 100% of the net income recurring for the lifetime of the account. And of course, you get the ground level of this opportunity. Now this is for you. This is your choice. Okay? To become a reseller with Knowlocker. All right? There are 3 levels available for you to choose from. All right? 3 levels available for you to choose. The first of those is you get to sell 10 Knowlocker accounts. Now, what does that mean? That means that you basically have the right to go out and sell, but after the 10th sale, your license is, that's all you have the right to sell. Okay? Now, that does have a monthly or yearly fee attached to it. So it's going to cost you, I'm going to show you the pricing in just a minute, but it's going to cost you a certain amount per month. You get 10 licenses to sell. Obviously, you can, they go out, they have 100 seats each or whatever. There might be a 5-seat account, but you get 10 that you're allowed to sell. And that has a monthly or yearly fee. Now, the cool one is the next one. All right? The next level is level 2. Well, you get to sell unlimited Knowlocker accounts. And that's what I start to get excited. Oh, why would I only, what if if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it seriously, right? So this is where we start to get serious. You can sell unlimited Knowlocker accounts. And again, you get all of the things that we talked about in the profit pack. So unlimited support, you can grow this as big as you want to build it. You get to keep 100% of your profits. Okay, so you can go out and sell a 1-seat account, you can go out and sell a 50-seat account, you can go out and sell a 500-seat account. You get to sell unlimited of them and keep 100%. Now, level 2 has also a monthly or yearly fee. Okay, so again, it's a business cost. You're going to pay per month or per year for the right to sell as many Knowlocker accounts as you possibly want. But this is the one that I've really squeezed hard to get in for you. This is the level I'm calling infinity. This is crazy what you're about to see. You get to sell unlimited Knowlocker accounts, okay? But you have to pay a one-time cost. You have no other fees or costs ever, all right? That's the one that is massively exciting, okay? So let's talk about it. These are the price levels. So remember I said the 3 levels? You get to sell 10 is the starting point, okay? So 10 accounts. Now that's going to cost you $500 a year. So the more residual income you build up, the better return on that investment you're going to get. You can have unlimited accounts. So you can go out there for $1,000 a year or $997 a year. You can sell unlimited accounts and we'll take care of everything. You get to keep 100%. Now that is unbelievably cheap, by the way. Unbelievably cheap. As we just showed on the retail pricing screen, you get one client at a 10 seats. They pay $1,000 a year. You get to keep, you're already in profit. All right. One client. So they pay $1,000 a year, you pay $997 a year, okay? Go out and get your second client, now you're 100% in profit for 2 clients. That is amazing. And this is the one that I'm really excited about, the infinity level. And that means you have no ongoing costs whatsoever. A one-time cost of $2,497, you get to sell unlimited Knowlocker accounts and never pay another cent. That's the total cost of this business to you. Isn't that cool? Isn't that amazing? Can you find anywhere else where you can get a completely web-based software solution for a one-time cost and have all of the development, the support, everything taken care of? You have to pay a one-time cost. All right? So let's have a look at this. So this includes the profit pack. Your own unlimited Knowlocker account, as we said, $1,000 a year, $6,000 a year for the support team and the development. This is the value, the automated affiliate sales, and you get the right to sell and keep 100%. Okay, so I've put that at $25,000 per year with the total value of $31,000 a year and above. It's going to cost you a ridiculously low amount. Okay, either $1,000 a year, so you can take that option up. $1,000 a year. I'm really not even talking about that 10 license level. I think anybody that's here is thinking about doing this seriously. So you're either $1,000 a year or $2,500 or $2,497 once, and then you never have to pay another thing, which is really cool. So you get all of that stuff. But now let me show you this one. This is the special bonus. So we called it the profit pack. Now I want to tell you about the promotional pack. Now this is only for level 2 and 3 buyers only. So level 2 is the unlimited, level 3 is the infinity. I'm going to give you the promotional pack if you pick up one of those levels. You get a professionally recorded webinar presentation and the training on how to set this up as an evergreen system. So we are going to literally give you a fully recorded webinar program that you can then plug in leads and go and make your own sales. Okay? Value of $500. We've professionally recorded webinar presentation on Knowlocker. We give it to you as your own webinar and we'll literally show you with a webinar of your own how to set it up and how to automate it so that it's completely done for you. Okay? We'll also give you 3 promotional videos. Video marketing is massive. All right. So we've got our own production department 3 animated videos showcasing Knowlocker for you. So we will do the videos for you. We give the videos to you so that you can use the videos in your own marketing. All right. Each video is $200 each, a value of $600. This is the bonus pack, guys, if you're picking up one of the serious levels here. Okay. We're going to give you 3 Facebook ads, including the templates, all of the graphics, and the sales copy, written for maximum effectiveness. So we literally give you the advertising, what to say and how to set it up. And again, we'll show you how to make that happen. Okay. So we give you 3 pre-done Facebook ads with all of the graphics and everything ready to go. Okay. We'll give you a pre-written follow-up email sequence. So we'll show you, even as somebody opts into this automated webinar at the top, we'll show you how to set up an ongoing system of emails designed to bring them back to you. So they might go in the webinar, they've watched it, then they get an email the next day, they get an email the day after, they get an email a few days after that, and it keeps building on the effectiveness of knowledge management and bringing them back to your link for the sale. So we've done a series of 6 emails, all right, pre-written follow-up email sequence for you. All right, each email valued at $30 to have it written, value $180. Okay, so the total value here is $1,980. Hang on, that doesn't add up. $1,100, $1,300, $1,480. There's a big one missing. I like this. It's called the collateral vault. Marketing collateral. Okay, it includes business card templates, table 10 cards. Did you know, I tell this story often. I was at a cafe car wash, getting my car washed and having a coffee while I was waiting, right? And there's a little table 10 card, a little A-frame card on the table. And it was advertising a local roofing repair company. Right? Now, we had a storm damage and I needed some roof repairs done. I picked up that little table 10 card and I spent nearly $5,000 with somebody that left a table 10 card in a cafe. We give you the table 10 cards and the brochures and the white papers and everything so that you can go and drop your own brochures and flyers and business cards around to local companies. Drop them off to the childcare center waiting room. Drop them off to the doctor's office. Drop them off to the shopping center. Put them up at the local classifieds. We give you the collateral vault, everything. And we value that at $500. Okay? So let me go back. For the people who are picking up level 2 and 3, we're going to make this really easy for you. A fully recorded webinar and how to set that up to be automated. Capturing leads, presenting Knowlocker for you. Promotional videos for your video marketing. Facebook marketing ads done. Pre-written email sequences. And the full collateral vault with email, business cards, table 10 cards, white paper, brochures, everything. Okay? That's the special bonus, the promotional pack. So, the profit pack, valued at $31,000 a year, includes all the right to sell, the support, the automated affiliate. You guys know that. And your own Knowlocker account. If you pick up level 2 or 3, the promotional pack is a bonus. Includes the business cards and the brochures and the videos and the emails and the done for you webinar, everything. So, we talked about the pricing. Level 1, and this is when I say you're kind of dipping your toes in the water. You only get to sell 10 accounts, so it's kind of a bit limited. But you can pick that up. It's $500 a year or, $47 a month. All right. Level 2, where the bonuses kick in. You get to sell unlimited Knowlocker accounts and you're paying a yearly fee. It's $1,000 a year, unlimited. Go out and grow this as big as you like. And the level 3, I've put this in big because this is the one I love. Unlimited Knowlocker accounts with no ongoing costs. Your own business. It's just crazy to have your own software company complete with no ongoing costs and all of the support taken care of for you for just under $2,500. Okay? Unreal. So just under $2,500. $2,497 as a one-time cost. So, how do we get it? This is the bit. All right, but I need to tell you something very clearly. This really is strictly limited. There are only ever 200 accounts. All right? We're doing this literally as a one-time thing. There's 200 accounts and we will be counting them down. So there's a counter on the page. It's not live. Literally my guys, my team, wake up, check the sales, see how many are there, update the counter, come back a few hours later, see how many are there. But when 200 are gone, that's it. We're closing it off because we don't want any more than that having this system. We're really only opening this up with this incredible opportunity for a very small window of people because, we don't want hundreds of competitors out there. That's it. This is what we want. So this is an opportunity for you to cash in on this amazing development that's happened, but it is strictly limited. And the other thing is we're closing it in 3 days regardless. So there's Why? Because simply put, we just want to make sure that anybody that takes action on this really has the best opportunity. So even if we've sold 150 and the 3-day mark ticks over, it'll be closed. This is a single window opportunity. Okay? And this is how you get it. Now is your time to act. You need to go to knowlocker.com/launch. You can see that there, knowlocker.com/launch. Okay, you'll see the pricing there. You get to choose. Do you want the 10 account? Do you want the unlimited account that you pay for yearly? Or do you want to take that one-time cost and never have to worry about it ever again? You get to choose. Okay, there are only 200 accounts. And as I said, that counter